I did not know it, but when he was at the office, there would be moments that he started clear out. We had a name. He started clear out in California over a 10-year period, mind you. So I'm thinking all this time my husband did this for me, you know. And he started with the names, just any name, phone books that could hit this Marianne Castrita. And he would start from California until 2004, when it finally, he had a name that had a connection. And he called this lady, and he said this lady denied it, and he kind of acted as a representative for me and said, representing this lady, and for medical reasons. You know, you want to know what's, you know, also in your genealogy and things of that nature. Those are important things. And so he says this lady had called back after she denied being my mother and said, no, that's not me. And he says 5 minutes later, the phone rang and he saw the number, and he said his heart just started, you know, beating fast, because he realized, no, that is her. In his spirit, he knew that was her. And he said that she had said, yes, that's me. Well, long story short, they start a conversation, and she agrees to meet. And when we did go to Texas to meet her, it was no more different than, oh, hi, who are you? And, you know, even at 49, you still have this longing in your heart, you know, that says, you know, you just want to be grabbed by that mother and say, you know, my long-lost daughter. But it didn't happen that way. She met me out in the street just as if we were, you know, just strangers. And she looked at me and she says, oh, well, it's nice to meet you. And a neighbor was with her, and she's like, oh, this is my daughter, and that was it. And my heart's just trying to take all this in, you know. I'm finally looking at the face who birthed me, and it's just kind of common here, you know. So from there, I met a brother, and we started a relationship, her and I did, and it went pretty good, but it went rocky. And it sank, and to this day, she really doesn't want anything to do much with me at all. We haven't communicated for years.
So she has another family?
She does. She has other children, and I came out of a situation, an affair, so I don't know what has prompted her to behave this way, other than I can just say some people have a lot of hurt. My husband and I, when we left the airport that day, I was in tears, just bawling, and my family in tow, because the longing in my heart to want this woman, you know, and it didn't happen that way. And so to this day, I'm so at peace with it, though, because I think what happened in her life that created so much pain for her. And I had to realize that, you know, my expectations for her were unrealistic. You know, when we put expectations on people, man will fail us, but God never fails us, you know. So when we expect the good things of God, He promises that He will always, you know, do good for our lives. And I had to remind myself in Psalm 139 that He says He knew me from my mother's womb. So it didn't matter what this situation was, I know that He thought of me, He formed me. And I had to remind myself also in Psalms when He talks about it, even though my mother and father might forsake me, He never forsakes me. And that He would be a mother and a father to those who are fatherless, those who are motherless, you know. So I stood on the...
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
You say you're at peace with that.
Yes.
Were you always at peace with that, or was that a process?
You know, it was a little bit of a process, but I had to get to that quick, because if not, I would have stayed in a state of pain, you know, and anger could have got in, bitterness, but none of that ever did.
Good.
None. I just, God knew what He was doing.
Like what you saw? Make sure to comment and like below. Hit that subscribe button for more content uploaded weekly.